Thank you for listening to Good Morning Westchester on 1460 WVOX and worldwide on WVOX.com. On the telephone right now, please welcome the chairman of the County Board of Legislators here in Westchester, Ken Jenkins. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Bob, and good morning, Westchester.
I like the way you do that. We should tape that and run it, and Good Morning Westchester. I have before me a piece out of the Journal News yesterday, and it says, as Westchester County gears up for the 2013 budget season, 3 Republicans on the County Board of Legislators have proposed a set of guidelines for the fiscal deliberations that would put a cap on the use of taxpayer dollars, and lawmakers, and it notes Ms. Marcotte from Eastchester, Mike Smith from Mount Pleasant, and Gordon Burrows of Yonkers. What say you about this proposal, and why is it a separate? Is this legislature splitting?
Well, no, we already have a split because we have Democrats and Republicans, and on our board, 10 Democrats and 7 Republicans, and those 7 Republicans usually vote in unison with the county executive as almost puppets. They need to realize, and they need to understand how to read the charter. And once they read the charter, as Pete Harcum said, we don't need lectures from people on openness and transparency. The budget has a process that's already written, that's already documented, that has unprecedented levels of transparency from the board. We have more public hearings than we are required to have. We make sure to have any additions in by charter by the first Monday in December. And those are the subject of the public hearing that we have. Usually it's the first week in December as well on the Thursday.
So
I think it's just more grandstanding on their part.
I was just going to ask you, would you characterize this as political grandstanding?
It is absolutely grandstanding to try to suggest that there's a cap. The Board of Legislators doubled the county executive's proposed tax relief to the minus 2%. Last year we had a zero tax levy presented to us, and we had a zero tax levy that we voted on at the end. We made some adjustments in it through additions and subtractions or deletions that came out at the end to have a budget with a zero tax levy increase. Again, we don't need anybody trying to lecture us on how to manage the government's affairs as far as the Board of Legislators. What I really would like to see is those same Republicans calling for the county executive to follow the charter as far as giving the departmental estimates. In the case, we would have found out that the departments lied to the Board of Legislators when they said they could manage inside the budget that was presented to us because it wasn't the numbers that they gave to the county executive, which is also required by law.
We're talking to the chairman of the County Board of Legislators, Ken Jenkins, here on 1460 WVOX. Conspicuous by its absence, at least to my tiny brain, was James Maisano as the party, as the minority leader, was not a member of that group. Was this separate from his? Was it done with his acquiescence?
Well, something, I think it is done. I think that, Jim Maisano is a good man and a person.
Of course.
A Republican, and he's fighting for his particular group's positions, and I think that's the case. When you see these kind of split of groups without their leader on it, that sends a big signal that says, hey, wait a minute. You know what? This is not really talking about the legislature. It's really more in a political grandstanding mode. And legislative Marcotte.
I want to cover another issue because I know we're limited on time. The top of the fold today in the Journal News, all over the press this morning, Astorino will make an announcement 11 o'clock about the Playland site. I realize you can't preempt that, but are you privy to it? Are you aware?
Well, they've been working on a proposal from the RFP for over 18 months. As we know, there's 3 finalists, and we understand one of them dropped out, so we know there's 2. It's probably going to be one of those scenarios that there's going to be a grandiose proposal. And again, it's a proposal. The Board of Legislators is going to deliberate, review the information, and determine what things are best for Westchester as the governing body. The Board of Legislators has 100% control over the property and playland specifically. So do you have a horse
in this race, Mr. Chairman?
The horse in this race is doing what's best for the people of Westchester. Playland costs the people of Westchester right now $3. So you can throw around millions of dollars of potential loss without talking about the $12 or $13 million of revenue that Playland brings in, the $25 million of dollars that Playland brings to the Westchester economy. And you can say to people, hey, we got a $5 million potential loss, or you can say this cost you $3 a year. for $3 a year, do you want Playlet or not? And that's the question the legislature.
It's an interesting way to put it. 7:43. What announcements do you have to make?
Well, we're going to continue to work hard. We have Hispanic Heritage Month that we'll be celebrating as a Board of Legislators on Monday. So hopefully the people will come out and support our folks of Hispanic heritage as we recognize them in October.
Wow. Okay. Anything else before we hang it up?
You know something? I think that we're going to have an interesting budget cycle in the budget process. And I look forward to people to paying attention to the impact of whatever things are proposed to the people of Westchester.
You know, Mr. Jenkins, you've given me two items to cut out and use. One, that the budget will be very interesting, and the other one, good morning, Westchester. Thank you so very much for being with us this morning.
Anytime, Bob. Have a great day.
All right, take care. Ken Jenkins, Westchester County Board of Legislators Chair.